during 1 week each November, thousands of events and competitions in 160 countries inspire millions to engage in entrepreneurial activity. This week is known as Global Entrepreneurship Week, and it begins today. Well, we thought it an ideal time to engage with the MMC for Development Planning, Councillor Funzela Ngobeni, about the city's ambitious inner city rejuvenation program. Millions of rand are being injected into the inner city following strategic interventions on a number of projects and programs.
The regeneration of the inner city is it's a mayoral priority. As this administration, we have taken a conscious decision to really focus on rejuvenating the inner city because we believe that it has a lot of potential for job creation. It has a lot of potential of creating jobs, but it also has a lot of potential of giving shelter to our people. We've got a big, huge backlog of housing in the city, and we are looking at the inner city as one of the solutions to this crisis that we have in the city.
Sure.
Yes.
From what I understand, the city is also keen on attracting more private sector investment for this purpose.
Yes.
Given the state of the current inner city of Johannesburg, how would you describe the investor portfolio?
Look, I think it's no secret that the inner city have experienced in the past a whole lot of exodus of business. Businesses have moved to Sandton, businesses have moved to Rosebank, to Midrand and so forth. And it really is because businesses are looking for safety. Businesses are looking for a well-managed urban management. They're looking for places that they can be able to invest. They are in partners from all over the world to come and really invest in a safe environment. And the inner city, in terms of investment, has suffered because of that. And we are working very closely with Inner City Partnership Forum, which is really helping us in terms of engaging and attracting investment in the inner city.
Sure.
And we're working closely with them, and because of that, we've got hope that this investment will start coming once they start seeing the work that we're doing in the inner city.
Sure.
Yeah.
Having said that, give us a broader sense of some of your projects there.
Look, besides the fact that, the council resolution in October, gave us permission to put 12 of the buildings which are owned by the city on a tender process. We are requesting proposals from businesses, from developers, on how they can be able to assist to turn these buildings into multi-use, but mostly into low-cost housing.
Sure.
And that process is underway. We are expecting that developers and investors will send us their proposals. We've given them time up until early next year for them to give us those proposals. And that is just the beginning. But a lot of private companies are doing quite a lot of things around the inner city. APSA, for example, are doing a lot of things in their APSA tower there. We know that F&B in that precinct, they're also working a lot in terms of rejuvenating that area. But we are also quite excited with the Gauteng government also coming on board. They've got a lot of buildings in the inner city that they've said they want to renovate and make it livable, and that to us is a positive. So we are really working and inviting everyone, from private sector to government entities and governments in the province to also come in and really take part in the inner city revitalization, and that is going so well.
Sure.
Yes.
In your press release, you mentioned the importance of having a heritage register. Why is that important? And tell us about the sites in Johannesburg that actually form part of this register.
Yes. No, it's what we have realized, and I think it's something that the guys from Heritage have also indicated, is that a lot of investors, people will buy properties without actually checking the heritage weight of those properties, and sometimes it leads to reputational risk. where people will want to develop those buildings and later on find that, look, I'm unable to develop this building in a way that I've planned, and therefore they end up losing money as well. Or they will want to do that and push with developing it and later being found to be wanting. So it's important that we must work closely with the Heritage Foundation in the city to be able to identify areas that has heritage value, so that they can be able to be identified and all of us in the city can be able to know where they are. So they are working very hard in identifying some of these heritage buildings in the city. They are actually making a plea to developers and making a plea to all residents of Johannesburg to come to them and give them information of places of heritage that they know about, that maybe they are not on the heritage register at the moment. They're developing their website, which it's top of the range website, where the people will be able to go into those websites to check which places have heritage value.
Sure.
And that heritage that we need to take care of. So that is an exciting project, and we're looking forward and seeing more things happening. Particularly looking forward to people coming through with information on these heritage buildings and heritage that has heritage value that needs to be taken care of for the future generation.
Sure.
Yes.
From your engagements, discussion with private sector stakeholders, are you able to gauge what they want from the City of Johannesburg, what they need to ensure that investment is more palatable to them?
Yes.
What are some of the factors that have come up?
I think number one, and I think it's not only investors, but it's also what we are picking up with the IDP sessions that we are currently running. Communities out there are saying issue of public safety is number one. People are looking at government eradicating the scourge of crime in the city. I think people are saying, and even investors are also saying this loudly, to say we want to come and live in Johannesburg, we want to come and invest in Johannesburg, but we are scared because crime is out of hand.
Is it out of hand, or is it still an old perception?
It is. I mean, what people are saying and telling us on a daily basis, that we are getting robbed on the streets. Our businesses are being robbed on a daily basis. I received a very concerning letter from a business in Braamfontein, who have been continuously being bungled. I mean, people have been robbing them 5 times in a space of 2 months, and that is a big concern.
Sure.
You know, and we are saying we need to work closely as governments. Johannesburg Metro Police alone will not be able to resolve the issues of crime in the city.
Yeah.
We are inviting SAPS to really come and work closely with us in dealing with this issue of crime in the city. And we are working also with private companies, because in Braamfontein, for example, the opportunity of working with Wits University, of working with Liberty, of working with other businesses around who have their own private security in really dealing with the scourge of crime in that area is huge. If we can be able to coordinate our efforts, we'll be able to achieve more. So the crime is a main issue, but the other issue that has been raised is the issue of urban management, the cleanliness of the city. And we have said to investors and we have said to communities that we are committed on ensuring that us as government play our role in terms of urban management. That is why Pick It Up they've got a third shift where they're working overnight to clean the city. But we have also introduced, you will know, Nashin, that we have also introduced a program that we call RSBC.
Yes,
where we are encouraging communities once a month to come and assist us in cleaning, their environment, their immediate environment, and also
the spirit in which that is being done is very encouraging.
It's actually very encouraging, and it's humbling to see a lot of people coming out, spending at least 3 hours of their time on cleaning their areas. And really, if you look at it, Nashi, this is also a matter of changing the mindsets of our communities,
sure.
Particularly the young people that are coming up, so that they know that littering is bad, so that they know that taking care of your environment is the right thing to do. So that RSBC will also be part of the work that we are doing. But we want communities to to work with us on that. But Pick It Up will also be enhancing their numbers on the ground, will also be getting more people to come and work on these short-term jobs of assisting us to clean the city and making sure that it's clean all the time.
Sure. I think what's also encouraging is that we note every few days there are press releases that comes through talking about the number of raids being conducted.
Yes.
Well, the hijacked buildings, what are the plans around the city claiming back those buildings?
Yes. No, it's a program that will continue, and the executive mayor have been quite clear on that to say we need to take back all these buildings. We last time we were doing the count, we were saying close to about 500 of them we should have taken them by end of next year. Sure. And really converting them into multi-purpose and multi-use places of where our people can be able to go and do business, but also go and live. And these raids are continuing on daily basis. And the reason for these raids really is to identify what is happening in these buildings, to see how many people are in there, where are they coming from, are they local, and are they working, so that we can be able to know, once we are taking over this building, what we can be able to do with the people that are living there. Because the idea really is not to evict people and leave them landless or without any shelter, but to really be able to know that which one are we going to be able to relocate and give them temporary accommodation, and which ones are in need of jobs and so forth. So that when we do these renovations, people that are living in those buildings that are not working, that are looking for jobs, can also benefit with regards to the jobs that will be created from there. So it's really to do those kind of things, to do the audit and check what is happening in those buildings, and also to do the structural assessment of them. Because some of them are already dilapidated, some of them even, anything can happen. Yeah. You will know about the building that got burnt about a few months ago, where a lot of people actually lost their lives. So those kind of things needs to be avoided, and government has a responsibility of ensuring that we do that.
Well, speaking about jobs, on a positive note, we've been hearing some wonderful stories about your urban agriculture initiative. Why is this such a success from the city's perspective?
Yes. This is one of the public-private, partnership that we always talk about. There are organizations out there, there are companies out there that are doing great things, and they are not being recognized by government and not being given support that they require. This particular one that you're referring to, the Urban Agriculture Initiative, colleagues have identified that farming doesn't only happen on the ground. Farming can happen on rooftops, and we've got a lot of rooftops facilities or rooftop spaces that can be used for farming. So in many buildings, the one that we went to in the F&B building, the colleagues there have managed to create this urban agriculture, and they're actually, being able to create jobs there. They are able to create jobs, but also to be able to feed people that are able to feed themselves. So they're able to make a lot of positives out of what they're doing in terms of agri-processing that there is happening on the rooftops. And we are working closely with them at the City of Johannesburg. The MMC of Social Development will be engaging with a number of them that are in the inner city, so that they can be able to come and actually gain from what social development is currently doing. Because social development themselves, they also have these rooftop farms, as a city, and they want to work with those that are doing it on the private level, and so that we can be able to actually compare and assist each other in terms of facilities and resources.
Sure. I think your candidness is appreciated when it comes to all the challenges that you're facing in terms of revitalizing the inner city of Johannesburg. What's also encouraging is we had good news this year. Yes. The MasterCard Global Cities Index pointed out that Johannesburg is the most visited city in Africa. Yes. And on that point, it's a little mecca in terms of cross-border shopping, an area that you're focusing on as well to improve.
Absolutely. We in the Inner City Partnership Forum meeting that we had during the week, we were very humbled by the presentation that was done by the Inner City Partnership Forum on cross-border shopping, and it's a huge market, and like you say, a lot of jobs are created out of there. Considering that a lot of Africans are coming to visit the city to come and buy and be able to go and sell in their countries, but they're also coming to stay in the city. Now we need to be able to create an environment where they are able to stay overnight, stay a few days more than they had planned to come and do the shopping and enjoy Johannesburg. You know, enjoy the hospitality of Johannesburg. And we have to do that so that we can be able to create jobs from tourism as well.
Yeah.
You know, and the only way of doing that is to make sure that they are safe as well when they come and do their shopping. Because a lot of them are telling us that they're getting robbed when they come and do shopping here. We need to make sure that we eliminate that crime that is actually stopping us from growing this particular sector. But we are very happy that the research is telling us that more and more people of the world, people of Africa wants to come here and do shopping. We need to make environment conducive. We need to make sure that these buildings that we are taking over, we make them in a way that it's able to accommodate those that are selling these things to them. So that's the work that we'll be doing, and we're working closely with the universities. We'll be working closely with the Inner City Partnership Forum to ensure that the cross-border shopping becomes something of that will take this city forward. You will remember that as well, that there's a project that is currently underway called Kazeni. Intermodal. It's a taxi rank that next to Brie, which is going to cater for cross-border shopping. You know, we're hoping that once the program or the project is complete, we're going to see more of transport facilities that will be able to cater for these shoppers that are coming to Africa.
So is that going to be like a little souk there?
It will be, so something like that. It will be more like even your park station, you know, where you will get all types of buses that will be coming from various countries, and that will be a safe environment for them, you know, and they will be able to do all kinds of things there. You will have, they will be able to do currency exchange there. They'll be able to do everything, you know, because most of them, when they come here, that's some of the things that they are looking to do, and they don't have those facilities in the inner city.